All right, good morning and welcome to the week on enrolling. So we're talking about PIPE, so prepare, invite, present, enroll, and then next week we'll talk about supporting. So this week we're talking about how to get enrollments. You know, you do your presentation, and last week Cheyenne talked about how to present, and this week I'm going to talk about how to close so that we can get those, the meetings that you're doing actually turned into enrollments. So again, we're going to go through the launch guide, and today is a super simple one-page thing. Let me see if I can pull. I always click on the wrong, of course, the second there we go. I always click on the wrong thing. So we're going to talk about just the page number 11 on enrolling. I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody. All. Okay, perfect. So everybody is muted. Not that I don't love you. It's just so that way there's no feedback. Okay, so at the end of every presentation, you know, you go through, you talk about the oils, you talk about the benefits, you talk about how to get them in your home. And sometimes that's when the awkwardness starts where you become nervous to ask for the sale. And, you know, I still have times where I feel like, oh man, you know, like, especially if it's somebody that I know and that I've been friends with for a long time, you know, I have to remind myself, Jen, you've got something that genuinely provides amazing value to people and you need to be proud of it, and you're not bothering anybody. And you're just offering a service. I think it's important to put your friendships first, you know, realize, you know what, some people aren't going to enroll and that's okay. But you need to be confident in what you're presenting and when you're asking for the close, because you're really, truly offering something that you believe in and love, and you know it's going to change someone's life. So let's see if I can make this bigger. Hey, Rich, how do I make this bigger? Right here. Say hi to everyone. Or not. There we go. See, he's so much smarter than I am at this computer stuff. Make it bigger now. Okay, so that's perfect. So we're going to talk about enrolling successfully. So I close every class twice. So when I'm doing a presentation, I talk about the oils, the products, and you know, honestly, I know you guys have heard us mention the Emerge style training that I love. The reason that I love the Emerge style training is because it really is making the whole presentation about the person that you're meeting with, whether it's a one-on-one or a class. You know, when I'm doing my presentation, I'm literally asking people, you know, I'm giving them an agenda, asking them what they'd like, you know, what they already know about doTERRA, what they're hoping to learn. And then I give them, okay, I'm going to talk about the oils, and then we're going to talk all about you. And I want to hear about your health concerns. I want to hear about your goals. So we go through all that together. And then at the end, I always like to show them their options for purchasing. Now, you know, a lot of times people's first inclination is to try an oil or two. And I always cringe when people want to buy retail because I know it's not a good deal for them, especially if they want to get an oil that's more expensive. I want them to, and I also want them to have a full package because, you know, we've all been there where you get sick and all you have is a bottle of peppermint and you're like, great, what do I do? I only have peppermint. I need On Guard. For me, my magic sickness blend is Arbor Vitae and Helichrysum. And even if I only have Arbor Vitae, I'm like, dang it, I don't have the Helichrysum that I need. And I get frustrated because I don't have all the tools that I need. I only have a couple of them. So when someone's trying the oils, I want them to be able to try the full package. I don't want them to just try one thing because I know how it works when you can use the right oil for the right thing that you've got going on. So I love the thing that says right here, the close. At the beginning, I promise to show you how to get these oils in your home, and let's go over your options. So I always keep things really simple, and I always like to relate purchasing a membership like a Costco thing or Sam's Club or whatever wholesale store that you have near you. And I always just say, okay, so what I love about doTERRA is they're like Costco. And you guys, I love Costco. It's like my favorite store in the world. I will drive a half hour to go to Costco and drive by 3 other stores that probably have similar prices, but I just love Costco so much. So it is with pure love when I tell you that doTERRA is like Costco in that you pay a wholesale fee, or you pay a fee to have a wholesale membership, and then when you're purchasing the products, you're getting them at a 25% discount every single time that you're purchasing. And the awesome thing is you're not required to purchase monthly, and when you purchase, you don't have to do a minimum order. You can do whatever benefits you the most at the time. But what I love is, you know, doTERRA has actually packaged some of the kits or some of the oils into discount packages. And so you'll notice that there are several packages here, and those are the most popular oils. And the reason I like people to get a discount package is because you are going to have all the tools that you need, or a good majority of the tools in these kits right here that you see. You know, because I always hate when somebody only gets an oil or two They wake up in the middle of the night, they need something for their stomach, and all they have is something for respiratory issues, you know, or they wake up and they need something for respiratory and all they have is something for stomach. So, you know, these allow you to have a good selection of products that are going to allow you to be the healer in your own home, you know, to be able to take care of your health goals totally in a natural way. You know, for me, we haven't taken our kids to the doctor for being sick in over 4 years, and we actually even got the flu this year. So we were able to use our oils, and I want you to be able to experience the same thing. So what I want to do is show you the 2 most popular kits that doTERRA has. So, and this is a side note for me, I always like to show 2 kits. I don't want to overwhelm them and say there's 5,000 different kits. That doesn't mean that I won't throw out another suggestion. I just, when I'm talking to them individually, but I'll throw out 2 kits. And I always like to start with the Home Essentials kit. I'll say, so one of my favorite kits is the Home Essentials kit. The reason I love it is it comes with 10 of the most popular oils. These are the oils that are going to get you through allergies. You know, the next time that you get sick, they're going to get you through headaches. They're going to get you through stomach issues, you know, just really versatile kit that will allow you to do a lot of things. And it comes with a diffuser, which you're definitely going to want to have in your home, because that is like one of the ways I use my oils the most is in a diffuser. So you get this kit, and you'll notice that when you purchase this kit, you're saving $86. That is $86 off the wholesale price. So when you get a membership, you get wholesale pricing, but when you get a kit, you get an additional savings off of wholesale. So that's basically like getting a free diffuser and a free membership when you get that Home Essentials kit. The other kit that I really like is the Natural Solutions kit. Now this kit is for somebody really looking to make over their medicine cabinet, somebody who wants to have a really good selection of products that are all natural and essential oils. So this is for someone who's like, you know what, I want to ditch the toxins in my home. I want to start over. I want to have a clean slate. And this kit is really great because you notice you're saving over $100 just by purchasing the kit, and you get an additional $100 worth of oils totally free. So it's a really great way to go. You get a lot of essential oils. You get a lot of oil-infused products. You get doTERRA's Best Diffuser, and you're also going to get a really cool box to put your oils in. So it's a really great kit. So I showed them 2 different kits. Now, then what I say is, and so what I want you guys to do is I want you to think about your budget. I want you to think about you and your family, and I want you to think about your health goals. Like, what are you wanting to accomplish with these essential oils? And then select the kit that's going to be the best for you. That is where I listen. Because I give them, you know, I tell them, and then you'll start hearing, if I'm meeting with someone privately, that's where I listen. Well, I really want to get this diffuser. I really don't have the money right now. I'm not quite sure what to do because I really want to get this kit. And if I can tell that like it really genuinely is a money issue and not just an excuse, I'll say, okay, well, what about this AromaTouch diffused kit? Because it comes with a diffuser and it comes with 8 oils. So I'll show them some other options after I listen to what they say, provide feedback, or like, let's say on the flip side, if they're like, oh man, I really love this Family Essentials kit, I'll say, this kit is awesome, and I do love it. Hang on just a second. Hey, Rich, can you come get this vacuum? I have an automatic vacuum, and it is vacuuming my office, and it's probably really loud, so I apologize. So that's when I listen to hear what they're going to say. And if they say, I really want this Family Essentials kit, I'll say, okay, I love this kit. You definitely can't go wrong with it. But one thing that I do want to point out to you is that if you're willing to spend a little bit more, you're going to get 3 times the oils and a diffuser. And you're going to be spending, you know, you're not spending 3 times as much. You're just spending a little bit more, and you're going to get a much better value. Because what I find is people always come back to me and say, oh, I wish I would have gotten the bigger kit. So I'm just passing along, you know, some of the feedback that I've gotten from others. So, you know, I always just listen. I don't, you know, and for me, it's not all about selling the biggest kit. I really want it to benefit somebody. And you know what? We all have budgets, and some people really can't afford a bigger kit, and that's okay. If someone would have said, oh my gosh, you need to get this Home Essentials or Natural Solutions kit, we could not afford that. Like, that would have been a third of my income to get that Natural Solutions kit. So I like to listen and just really be in tune with what they're saying, and really learn to decipher when it's just an excuse and help them work through that versus I really want to get this, but I can't. And then that's when I'll give them an option for a kit that maybe might be a little bit more affordable for their budget. Now, again, so when I close my class, I say, you know, think about you, think about your kit, your budget, what you're wanting to accomplish with these oils, and how you get started is you're going to take this page right here, and I'll show them a page. This is my husband's to-do list. And I'll just say, you're going to fill out everything that's highlighted. So it's just like if you're purchasing information, you know, something online, it's the same information. So go ahead and fill that out, and I will come around and help you decide the kit that's going to be best for you. So I really don't even bring up the fact that they can put their own package together, and they can, but again, that's what I do with them when I'm closing with them one-on-one. So after I close the class, then I meet with them individually. Or if I'm already meeting individually with them, that's again when I really start listening to what they're saying and then trying to cater the kits to what it is that they need or the budget that they're giving me that they have. Honestly, I've gotten to a point I almost love objections because it's like a game. It's like, oh, I want to see if I can help them get over this, because sometimes people are just nervous and scared. And there are objections that I myself throw out for other things. And it's like, I want to show them how to be comfortable with this because I know when they get that kit, they're going to love it and be so grateful they got it. So I have no problem helping them work past some of the things that make me nervous. So what they say, well, I don't know where to start. Or we're really healthy. I'll just say something like, oh, you know what? That is so great that you are blessed with the gift of health. I actually myself am that same way. I rarely get sick. But, stuff does come up. And for me, it's not only about being sick, it's about taking care of my body long term. And I want to be really careful about what it is that I am putting in my body. And, there are times we get occasional headaches or have a night where we're not sleeping very well, or you might get bit by a mosquito, and having the tools and resources on hand that are natural is a really nice benefit. Because, even my kids, we rarely get sick, but having the right things on hand is always really nice. And so then if they say, I'm not sure what to order, I'll just say, okay, so what are your top 3 priorities? And I have them list them down and we go through them together. And, usually I do try to cater the kits to what it is that they need. So if they're saying, got really sore muscles, I'll say, okay, that frankincense is really good and deep blue is good. And we're really struggling to sleep. Lavender is really great. Serenity is good too, but I want to show you one thing. This kit right here comes with the frankincense, the deep blue, and that lavender, and that's going to help you sleep really well. And I'm really, really struggling with our allergies. I'll say, okay, or seasonal threats. I'll say, okay, so you've got your lemon, lavender, and peppermint in this kit that I think would be really beneficial for you. Or if I notice that it's like, oh, we're really stressed, I'll maybe show them the Aroma Touch Diffused kit and show them the balance, the lavender. But I just listen to what they're saying and try to help them get a kit. And I always like to use the phrase, if it were me, here's what I would do. Because I always want to know what someone else would do. How often do we go to people and say, what would you do if you were me? Or what should I do? Like, people want directions. So to say, if it was me, I would get this kit right here. And I know you have a couple of things on your list that are not in this kit. So what I would do is let's set up a time to meet. We're going to go do what we call a wellness consult. And I'm going to go through your oils, what you have, and then I'm going to help you get an order set up for next month to get those last couple of things that you were wanting to get. So when is a good time to do a wellness consult? I'd get it set up right then and there. So I just always say, if it were me, here's what I would do. Because we're always thinking in our head, here's what they should do. We'll share that with them. If they tell me, I just don't know if I can afford it right now, I'll say something like, or I don't know what my husband would say, I'll say something like, so typically what does your husband say? If you were to go home and ask him right now, what do you think he would say? A lot of people are like, well, he probably wouldn't care. He doesn't mind. And I'll say, so do you want to go ahead and get this kit in right now, or this order in right now? Or if they say, yeah, well, I need to run it past him, I'll say, that's perfect. So let's go ahead and have you fill this out. We'll get all your information in. And then as soon as you have a chance to talk to him, I'll shoot you a quick text message and just get the go ahead before I process this, because I want to make sure everything's okay with your husband and I haven't filled the form and everything like that. We'll do that. And I've had a lot of really good luck with that. Or if they're saying, I really can't afford this right now, I will say, I totally know how you feel. I say, feel, felt, found. I totally know how you feel. I felt that exact same way. Someone showed me these oils and I was so excited to get them, but we were living off $1,700 a month. And as you can imagine, that was tricky. We made it work, but that was a really little budget for raising even a family of 3. That was really tricky. But I realized that if I were to save a trip to the doctor, a trip to the ER every year, and medications, my kit would more than pay for itself, probably 10 times over. And for me, what was really causing me a lot of financial stress was going to the doctor, going to the ER. So this kit actually saved us so much money. And then I started making my own cleaning products. So I haven't even bought a cleaning product in I don't know how long. So it's actually really saved us money. So I totally know what you feel. I felt that same way when I first started. I was overwhelmed. We really didn't have any money. But what I found is that it saved us a lot of money. And, I wasn't going to the doctor. When we were able to get rid of one of my husband's skin blemishes that was raised on his forehead, that saved me $500. The kit was $150. That spending $150 was well worth it instead of spending $500. So I totally know how you. So what I found was this. So I'll definitely use that. So just the different objections that people have. Just be genuine in your response to them. For me, I want people to have these in their homes. I know what they've done for us. I have 4 kids, 2-year-old, twins that are 5, and an 8-year-old. And I have not had to take them to a doctor for being sick in, I can't remember if it's 4 or 5 years. We got the flu this year. It was not pretty. And there were times where I was like, do I need to take my little guy in? He's just struggling. And I did check in with somebody who is a physician. I did ask her advice, and she's like, you know what? He's doing well. I mean, sick, but you don't need to worry about him at this point. But just having the tools and resources to shorten the length of how long he was sick was huge for me. 36 hours is not long, especially for how sick he was. And I want people to have that same thing in their home. So one of the keys to closing is truly loving these oils, believing in them wholeheartedly, and wanting others to have them, because it's easier to close and help someone overcome their objections when you yourself feel so strongly about these and having them and having them in your home. Another closing training that I really like is the Emerge Sales Training by Tasha Smith. She's got some really good sales tips in there as well. One phrase that she'll just say, is that something you'd like to go ahead and get today? I like to do that same thing. Is as soon as someone shares some interest, I'll say, okay, so is that something you want to do right now? Let's go. I've got my computer here. We can put it in, or I've got a form you can fill out. I like people to sign up right then and there, because I will tell you, if they leave your class, if they leave your one-on-one, I'd say there's about a 50% chance, even if they're going to sign up the next day, that they won't. Sometimes they do, but a lot of times they don't. So if I can get them signed up right then and there, when they're excited, when they're feeling motivated, when they're feeling like, yes, I want to do this, let's get it for them right then and there. Some other key tips on closing is, I think a lot of times we feel really excited about offering them the moon to get them to close. There are 3 different types of buyers. There are your cheapskates that you are literally going to have to give them the world to get them to enroll. And I've done it before, and I'll probably do it again. But you want to focus on your people that, where you're going to have to give them the farm just to get them to do a family essentials kit. And sometimes you're like, is this really worth it? It's worth it for me if I'm like finishing up a competition, or last year I really wanted Jasmine and Rose. But typically I'm looking for the people that, and you've got your people that no matter what you're going to do, they're going to buy. As long as you don't give them too much information and overwhelm them, they're going to buy a kit. And then you've got the big percentage of people who they're open-minded. They're like, yeah, I might do this. Yeah, I'm interested in, and what you say is going to determine whether or not they enroll. So the close really is the key thing, and having confidence, being so confident in the products and loving them is going to be key. And then sitting down with them and listening to what they're saying is also huge. Don't try to push a kit on them that's like, don't push the family kit with the kids probiotic and the kids, all the stuff for kids if they don't have kids, just because they need the vitamins. Like, there's going to be a better way. So listen to what they're saying. That's really going to be huge as well. And then helping them overcome their objections, because, people get nervous to try something new and spend some money. So show them that, look, help them find the solution to making that kit a possibility to have in their home, and show them how it can work for them. Show them how it worked for you, and then how it's going to work for them. But instead of ever offering like discounting a kit, I like to add value to it. So, instead of saying, I'll knock it off this amount, I'll say, if you get this kit, I will throw in a book, or I will throw in a diffuser, or I will throw in this. One thing I like to do was put together this little packet that had like 2 roller bottles, like 8 little sample bottles, some spray bottles, and then a big cleaning spray bottle. Something that they would have to use their kit with. That's something that I like to do. And I like to set up a wellness consult when they enroll. You will have some people that will absolutely not do them. Like, there are people, it's like, it doesn't matter what I say, they're not going to do a wellness consult. But if the key is to getting that wellness consult set up when they're purchasing, and make that part of what they're purchasing. You're getting your membership, you're going to get your oils, and you're going to get a wellness consult with me. I am going to go over with you how to use every single oil in your kit. We're going to come up with a protocol for you so that you know exactly what you're doing. That is going to be key. is setting that wellness consult up right then and there, getting it on the calendar, and telling them what you're going to do at that wellness consult. I will tell you that I probably have an 80% wellness consult set up right with all of my enrollments. And I enroll a lot of people online that I don't know. Those are usually the ones that are like, no, I'm good. I'll just get my own kit. Of the people that I know, I would say that 9.5 out of 10 of them will set up a wellness consult. So I'll have 1 out of 20 that may not. But it's incredible how many will do it. And that is when we talk about LRP. I don't worry about LRP at class. I think we used to have this big 2-hour-long class where you did this presentation, threw tons of science at them, threw tons of information, and they were leaving going, oh my gosh. And then we talked about LRP, and then we talked about the business. I don't care to talk about any of that stuff at the class. I don't. I care about getting them their kit and having them feel like, okay, step 1, I purchased my kit. And then we're going to talk about, next week, Cheyenne's going to talk about doing how to support them after that without overwhelming them with like 6,000 little bits of information. And then there's LRP, and then there's the business, and then there's the power of 3. And they're like, I just want to know how to use that bottle of oregano I'm getting. So for me, I really do just like to keep it about getting their kit and getting that wellness consult set up. And then that's when we're going to talk about LRP. That's when we're going to talk about, you know what, I would love to do a class for you, and here's my incentive for hosting. That's when we do all of that. So this week is just focused on closing and how to get a kit in their hands and get that wellness consult set up. So I want to open it up to any questions. I want to know, like, what are some other objections that you're running into that you might like some help with answering? And what other questions do you have about closing? So I will unmute everybody. And if you want to ask the questions, that'd be great.